Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're having a great Tuesday. Welcome in to the Maize and Blue Reviews Michigan Basketball Postgame Live. I'm Dennis Fithian, and we're here to discuss some Michigan basketball. We're here after every Michigan basketball game, and the first game of the NIT goes to the Wolverines' way by 10, 90-80. We'll look at the scoreboard. We'll talk about what transpired in this game as of things of note. If you didn't watch it, and if you did, and you're listening to this or watching it live and you want to make a comment, go ahead, post it up on the screen or jump in. We'll put you on and we'll talk some Michigan hoops. That's what we do here. And right out of the gate, we have Michigan Go Blue jumping in, saying it would have been fun to play with this kind of pace on offense during the season. I was thinking that myself. There was a point there in the second half where I'm watching Michigan dropping threes everywhere, and I saw McDaniel make a nice pass to Dickinson on saying, just think, and they were pretty close. I don't know, if they win one of those games against Indiana and or Illinois, I kind of feel like they would have had a chance. Although with what transpired with Rutgers, who knows? They probably needed 2 wins, but they're only a shot or 2 away from, actually being in the tournament. And then, if they would have played a little bit differently, I mean, those are the kind of things that you think about. I'll tell you this, watching this game in the first half, and there were a lot of people that were, just stick a fork in them. They don't want any more, games this year, on the next year, they've had enough, that kind of thing. And the way the Rockets came out of the gate, I was thinking, even though I was like, come on, you guys are all, you're just, upset, around the season, which, there's a part about that that's understandable. But just watching Toledo coming out of the gate, you're like, wow, man, Michigan loses this one. If they would have lost this one, there certainly would have been some, a backlash that they'd have had to endure. And the people that were screaming about not playing in this game, they would have got their megaphone out and it would have been that much louder. And for the majority, or certainly a lot of the first half, those people were in, their spot. Robert's talking about the Sweet 16 again. Yeah, I didn't think about that. 6 straight Sweet 16 for Michigan. KC asking about Jet if he will play next game. Now, Jet did not play. Jet Howard did not play in this game. KC, I think that Jet Howard is done. I think he's going pro. I say that there was a video going around of Jet Howard shooting half-court shots during the pregame. So what does that say to me? That says to me that, if you got a bad ankle and you're sitting this one out, that if you're able to go out there and fire up 3-pointers, you're probably good enough to play. And because it's the NIT, I think if it was the NCAA tournament, I think Jet Howard would have played. I mean, this is all speculation on my part, but just seeing, Jet shoot before the game. But I mean, this is what everybody thinks. Jet Howard would be playing if it was the NCAA tournament. Are you going to be mad at him because he's, sitting it out? And now the question about whether he's going pro or he's going to stay around, you could say, he's probably going pro. He's probably sat out today's game because, he's going pro and he didn't want to, injure himself or anything in a, what you want to call meaningless, sort of meaningless, mostly meaningless NIT game. Well, I understand it. Now you can say that's a bad look for him. I don't know. It's not a bad look for me. It's like, look, the guy, he's on the team and he was firing up some half-court shots. I'm all right. There's a lot of things to get upset about, and certainly people can get upset or whatever they want to do. I'm not. I'm just telling you myself, and I'll get upset at Michigan for, sometimes people think I get too upset, with Michigan for doing things. I have no problem with Jet Howard, sitting it out. And if he goes pro, good luck to him. That's what these guys, I know they come in for the college experience, but, the 15th pick that's around where he's being projected last year was Ogabaji from Kansas, and he got a cool 20 million guaranteed. That's nothing to sneeze at. So if you feel like you got 20 million coming your way, I don't even know how many million, you feel like you got coming your way. Do you sit out the NIT and KC saying it's not, it's not football. No, it's not. But we know he had some, some ankle injuries. And so I don't know. Like I said, not a big deal to me that he did not play, and good luck to him. I think it doesn't completely answer the question, but the speculation about, hey, who's going pro, who's not. And if somebody's from, right now forward says, hey, do you think Jet Howard's going pro? I would say, yes. And I would say, why do you say that? Well, he sat out the, the NIT game, where he was shooting half-court shots beforehand. That's how it looks, like he's going pro. But, the Rockets came out on fire in this one. They were up 9 and, a very good offensive team. And they look like, the aggressor. And it looked like it could have been a long night for Michigan, getting down almost double figures. But, the Wolverines rallied. And there was a late last-second shot by Toledo where the Rockets went into the locker room up a bucket 42-40. We had a ball game on our hand. And in the second half, Michigan came out very strong, just like Toledo came out very strong. Michigan coming out strong in the second half, and they got up 10. And midway through the game, Toledo makes a little run. They, they get it down to just a 3-point deficit midway through the second half. But then Michigan got back up 10 with just a little over 3, and they were able to salt this one away and win it. Baker, Kobe, Hunter Dickinson, Doug McDaniel, they lead the way for Michigan in double figures. And let's look at that box score that I have right here on hand. Mentioning those guys getting in double figures. Kobe Buffkin looking pretty smooth out there in his purple shoes. I don't know if he wore this year. 23 points, 8 boards, 5 assists. That's kind of a typical KB for the Maize and Blue. Joey Buckets, Joey Baker, his best game in a Michigan uniform, 21-4. How about 5 of 7 from downtown? I'll say it. Everybody else is thinking it. Boy, you'd love to have seen that, during the regular season, Joey Buckets. But, nice game. Hunter, 19-9. You wondered, it was a huge mismatch, and Michigan wasn't exploiting it early on, but then they did. Dickinson played good, 19-9, 8 of 12 from the floor. Doug McDaniel looked good. He did look good. 16 points, 8 assists, 16-8, and 4 of 6 from downtown. He was dialed in. Cheddar started and had 5 points. TW2, 4 points. Jace got in there for a bucket, and Yo-Yo got some burn. And you've got 5 minutes. Committed 3 personal fouls. Yo-Yo did. And that is it for Michigan. Let's look at some more feedback. We got, let's see, Colin says, this is on Twitter, says, just glad that the guys are competing. It's sad because our expectations should always be NCAA every year, no matter what, but playing and seeing what we have for next year and salvaging the season a bit is good. Yeah, look, this is, in a lot of ways, it's like a no-win situation. Nobody wants to be playing in the NIT. I don't like to use the phrase. I almost never do. All throughout the years, I always said, I hate that phrase. But I'll use it, Colin, for the NIT. It is what it is. It's like, you didn't make the tournament. And sure, you want to take your ball. A lot of people want to go home. They're basketball players. Basketball players like to play basketball. They're playing another team. And so I do think if they would have lost tonight, that a lot of this, like, whoa, there would have been, they'd have been raked over the coals again. Like, they've already been raked over the coals, but then it would have been a double raking over the coals. But, they get the win. And if they can win a couple here, it's going to be better for them that they played in this tournament. And so what everybody, has to say. Let's see. Robert saying Michigan averted a disaster by not giving up when they were down big. I'm with you on that. That would have been a disaster. Losing tonight would have been a disaster. Robert saying they showed some heart. Sure, like when you don't have a situation, it's almost like a no-win situation. You have to go out there. Nobody's throwing you a party or getting too excited about any of this. It's like you went out there, you get to play another game, so you get a few more practices. The coaches get a chance to get another game plan going, and these guys get a chance to go through some different things, and so that's good. That part is a positive. And if you really are a Michigan fan that just hated the idea of playing in the NIT so much that you couldn't bring yourself to turn the TV on because you're going to be so distraught if they lost or whatever else, well, now they'll play this weekend when the NCAA tournament is on, and I don't know. I looked at it, it's like, really, you got to play. I was hoping that they were going to be playing. I don't know. So it's Tuesday. You play back to back. I was kind of hoping they were going to play tomorrow. I didn't know exactly what the schedule was going to be. I really didn't want to see them playing Thursday or Friday or Saturday or Sunday, but they are going to play over the weekend. Let's look at that upcoming schedule, and that is brought to you by the Maize and Blue Reviews. Good afternoon, Michigan football and basketball. That is at 1 o'clock weekdays on this feed that you are listening to or watching right now. And for that upcoming schedule, there it is. I got Michigan. I got the Sharpie out and advanced them to the next round. Vanderbilt, who's tipping up right now with Yale. And Michigan will play the winner of Vandy and Yale. And they will play them, according to the broadcast crew on ESPN2, they said either Saturday or Sunday. I'm not sure if we'll know that later tonight or if we'll have to wait to tomorrow. It's going to be on ESPNU. So if you get that, that's good. That's I'm looking up here at some of these other games. If it was on ESPN Plus, I actually think I could get ESPN Plus because I know that we have Hulu and I know we have Disney, and I think that's all bundled together. I just don't. I should probably check that out. I think I can get ESPN Plus, but that's my own little personal. As an aside, I think I can get it, and that's what's going to come up next for this team. And Vandy's a team that felt like they got snubbed and should have been playing in the NCAA tournament. And, Michigan's got a chance. They're done playing at home. They get to play in front of the hometown fans for the last time. The media, they got to sit in the very front row. That was good for them, being down there right on the floor. That's fun. If you're in the media, heck, if I'd have known that, I might have sent Henschke a message saying, hey, I'm ready to go to the game. But that's how it all went down tonight. All right, the final 90-80, Michigan wins it. We'll find out if they're playing Yale or if they're going to play Vandy. I'll talk with you tomorrow. 1 o'clock on this feed. Good afternoon, Michigan football and basketball. Until then, everybody have a great night. And we'll see you